Hey guys, out here at the park today, and today I'm going to make a mini uh, tinder pouch. You guys have seen these. Usually they're pretty good size, like about a foot in diameter, and I kind of like making mini ones that will hold just enough tinder for one fire. So what I've done is I've taken my pocket knife and had a piece of scrap leather, and I cut out a circle, and I've marked where I want the holes to go. So I'm gonna use an awl, and I'm gonna punch the holes in for the lace. So I'm gonna do that. I've already pre-marked the lace holes that I want to do. This awl that I'm using, by the way, was made using a design shared by Dan Wowak with Coal Cracker Bushcraft, how to use a nail to craft an awl in the field. And I'll put the link to the video below. This is actually a really cool technique, and you should check out his video and see how this is done, and then it's a fun project. You should make one for yourself. Just a piece of branch and some cordage. I've used jute and a nail, and you can sharpen the nail point to make it more sharp and pointier. But definitely a cool method. I like it a lot. I have all that I made, and this one is basically the same thing, a nail, except I took the head off and then I bent it over. I blued steel, made a point for it, and a storage pouch, and it's got a fob. But I like Dan's design here even better because it's so hand-filling that you can manipulate it much easier. And again, I will put that link in the description on this video. Okay, so I've made my holes on the tinder pouch. So now I need some cordage, and I've got some paracord here that I'm going to use. A car stopped here behind me. I don't know what he's doing. Probably dropped his donut in his lap. Okay, so just a length of paracord, and I'm just going to push it through my holes. Use my teeth to drag it through. Might have to enlarge your holes a bit to push the paracord through. Summer's winding down here. I already feel the weather starting to change and get cooler. Okay, let's try the other end of this, because that end doesn't want to go through. It's fraying and it's becoming fatter, not going through the hole. You don't really want the holes loose and big and floppy, because then there won't be any friction to keep the pouch cinched if you don't have it reasonably tight. If you make big loose holes. So you kind of want to make sure of that. Alright. Oops. Okay. There's that one. See, we're just lacing it through there. Okay. Leather I'm using is that remnant leather you get from Hobby Lobby. Get it in a big sack for very little money. You get a few good sized pieces, but I'll be honest, most of it is small, and about the best you're gonna be able to do with it is maybe make little slips for little pocket knives. And there's a lot of black leather. If you don't like black leather, I'm not a big fan of black leather. I like my bushcraft stuff to have brown leather, but you know, you got to use what you got. Crows are hawking up a storm out here today. Just lacing these through. It's kind of time consuming. Dan Wowak, some of you will certainly know, was a seasoned competitor and winner on Alone, and he runs a bushcraft school back in Pennsylvania, and he shares a lot of his knowledge on the internet, on his YouTube channel. A lot of skills and like that, which you can just go on there and look and pick up a lot of knowledge. He's very generous with sharing what he knows. Now, if you're not going to have a hole punch in the field, likely as not. And you may have a multi-tool. Now, like, I've got my Swiss tool here, and there should be an awl somewhere here. There we go. Okay, so see, we have an awl here, and that's fine too. You know, you could use that. This is great. This is fun. And fun's what it's all about. Learning new things and doing things. If you didn't have this in the field, you could make this. And as Dan says, make sure you have a couple of nails in your kit, because they're handy. Oops, a hole off. Make sure you hit all the holes. Watched a movie last night called The Hunted with Tommy Lee Jones and Benicio del Toro, and it's pretty interesting. Tommy Lee Jones makes a stone knife with a piece of chert, which, you know, he didn't make it. Actually, I researched it, and the advisor on the movie was Tom Brown Jr. of the Tracker School, and he and his staff were technical advisors on the movie, and they napped out the blades, the props for the film. But it was fun. It was a fun movie to watch. Kind of sad, kind of violent, but definitely interesting. The Hunted came out in 2003. Benicio del Toro and Tommy Lee Jones. Okay, so what I've got here is my pouch, but there's a problem. See, these aren't coming out together, so I need one more hole. So if I put a hole right here in close proximity to this one, I can drawstring it closed. So that's what I need to do. So I'm going to take my awl and kind of figure where I want this hole at, and I think right here is good enough. Okay, and I just need to bring this last loop through here. And when you know, this is the frayed end, so it's going to be a little harder to get it through. Maybe not. Paracord, so you got a sheath that's separating here. The guts want to come through. They say the Neanderthal's teeth was his third hand. I think I just proved that concept. All right, there's my little tinder tinder pouch. So now I can stuff this with tinder, okay? And I'm going to shorten these. Now the length, I got some really long length of paracord here, and I need to shorten this. The length is dictated by the circumference of the pouch, because the idea is I want to be able to open this up into a flat plate, and then I have this will give me a barrier between the ground and my tinder, so it doesn't absorb dampness, okay? And I would treat this later when I get home with some mink oil, so it has a water repellency. But this gives me a dry surface that I can put my fixins on, like my tinder, and then hit it with ferro rod. It's leather, the heat's going up. It might get scorched a little bit, but it's not going to burn. And then I can move this over into underneath my TP, take my knife blade, move it off into my nest and my small twigs, and start building my fire. But this is just to carry the tinder till I'm ready to use it, and to give me a dry surface to work on. So these straps, the lace only needs to be long enough. I'll put a knot probably right about here, and then I can just drawstring this closed. See, that stays closed nicely because it's